Everybody, Chef Danny Davis here, and I'm on one of the best, most unique boats in the entire show of Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show 2024. This is King Benji, and this is their chef, Sean. How you doing,
Hey
brother?
guys, how are we doing? Nice to see you, Danny. Nice to see you again.
So me and Sean met up in Monaco, actually, but the weather wasn't so good, and we didn't make a good video, so we decided to do it again today here at Flibs.
I blame the lighting.
Yeah, it was definitely the lighting, right? So we're out on the deck, the sun's shining, it's Flibs, it's 2024. Here's Sean. Sean, tell me, how did you become a chef? Like, tell me the little story about coming out of school, kind of getting into it, and what made you want to be a chef.
So I'd always been really passionate about cooking since a young kid. I started at 7 years old selling selling pancakes to my mom's work. Like,
sweet.
You had to do the hustle, you know what I mean? And then from there, finished school, took a gap year, turned into another gap year.
It did. Oh, what school did you go to? Whereabouts are you from?
So I'm from South Africa. I went to school, Union High School, Grafrenet. It's a small little private school in the middle of nowhere. It was absolutely amazing. It taught me a lot of morals and all the other things that go with it.
Yeah, that's good, right? So you got your matric there, you took a gap year, and then you went go to catering college or starting restaurants?
I took another gap year and then I moved up to Dubai. I lived in Dubai for a year.
Oh, Dubai, that's nice.
Yeah, worked as a waiter, but unfortunately that wasn't my calling.
No.
So, no.
Good tips, right?
Oh, well, debatable. So moved up there and then decided once I was there, I spent a lot of time in the kitchens with the chefs and speaking to them and understanding them and learning from them.
And you realised
that was me and that's where I wanted to be. And that's cool. Exactly.
The chefs are cool.
Cool, exactly. And you get free food.
Yeah, free food, that's important. So you got into the kitchen side of things. Did you work anywhere nice? Anything interesting?
No, I just worked in big hotels over there, which wasn't over the top or overwhelming.
We all got to cut a teeth somewhere there, haven't we, right? Yeah. Learn to chop the onions, peel the carrots.
Oh no, this was still waitering. So what I had done then was I flew back to South Africa and I went to a culinary school, South African Academy of Culinary Arts in Port Elizabeth. Thank you, Ralph. You have changed my life. I was year one of year one, so it was his first ever.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Monumental. And here you are now on King Benji.
And here I am now. We're making waves. Yes.
So, culinary school, what happened after that?
I stayed in South Africa for 4 years, worked for a large hotel group again. But with them, they had multiple outlets in their complex. So I started as a commis chef, first job in room service, picking 3 kilos of rocket. I'll never forget it. And then after that, I moved up to their flagship restaurant, Kipling's. Great team, great head chef, Paul Bain. Thank you so much.
Shout out to Paul Bain.
And I was with him for 3 years. And then after that, he had moved up to the UK and he rang me up a couple of weeks later and he was like, hey, chef, you want to be my sous chef? And I was like, yes, chef, let's go.
Got on a plane, flew to the UK?
Flew to the UK.
Whereabouts in the UK?
Isle of Wight.
Isle of Wight, yeah. Lovely little island. They do big festivals there, right?
Yeah, there's a big festival there. So I was with Paul there for about a year in his restaurant. And then I moved to another restaurant called The Hut, which was absolutely incredible. Probably one of the best experiences of my life. They had probably about 350 covers for lunch.
Wow.
Yeah, and another 250 for dinner.
And what was the style of service? Was it, high-end, fine dining?
It's more brasserie style service as opposed to high-end fine dining, but the food was absolutely incredible. As you know, the produce in the UK is second to none. So all our fish was coming from Cornwall, our vegetables were homegrown, and it was just absolutely phenomenal. What an experience.
Great work. So then from there, how did you get into yachting?
So I then left the UK due to the weather. I could not stand it anymore. It was grey and just miserable.
That's why I live in Florida now.
And I flew back to South Africa for vacation because I hadn't been home in 4 years.
Oh, right.
And once I was there, I'd spoken to one of my friends who was actually a chief officer on a boat. And I knew nothing about the industry. I didn't understand it. I didn't know there were boats and I didn't know you could be a chef on a boat. It's just, you only see this in movies, like if you're not accustomed to it. So I'd spoken to him. He had phoned me later that week and was like, hey, would you like a job on your boat? And I was like, yes, sir.
Sweet. What kind of boat was it?
It was a 37-meter azimuth.
Oh, nice. Yeah. As sole chef or as a two?
As sole chef. So it would only be me.
Cool. Where did you cruise?
I hadn't joined this boat yet. So this is the story leading up to it. Yeah.
I've jumped ahead. Rewind that back. Yeah. So this job offer came up, 37-meter azimuth.
Flew up to Cape Town, did my STCW. In this time, COVID was slowly creeping in. In South Africa, it wasn't a thing yet. The rest of the world had started putting in borders and all of that.
Yeah, I remember the times.
And he had reached out to me and told me, look, things are happening. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to take you. So I had to fly back to the UK to try and get some stability and income. I started working for my old bosses again. After that, there was a freak accident fire in our restaurant during COVID. We had large Velux windows and the sun magnified a piece of paper in the office, and it caught a lot. Restaurant down to the ground, yeah. So I reached out to another one of my good friends who's also a yacht chef, and he was in Spain at the time, in Palma. And he said to me, boy, come over, I'll look after you, I got you.
See, it was meant to happen.
And it was
Destiny.
meant to be divine timing, you know what I mean? And then after that...
Headed to Palma, right?
Yes, headed to Palma.
Get a job quickly, or did it take you a
7
while?
days.
7 days.
7 days
Boom.
from landing straight into south of France on another 37 meter.
See, I mean, that's the yachting industry, right? It can just happen like that, or you can spend months and months and months looking for jobs. So well done, 7 days.
Thank you so much.
So we're in Palma. What happened next?
So I joined the vessel. Again, COVID was slowly creeping in over there. France was closed down and I was let off the boat. Unfortunately, the owner didn't want to maintain it through the season.
Yeah, it gets expensive. So,
Yeah.
And with COVID coming in, everyone was scared about their money, weren't
Exactly, and they didn't know how long it was going to last or how long it would be around for. So after that, I flew up to Abu Dhabi. It's a little bit of a safe haven for me. My sister lives over there,
they?
so
All right. Better see some family.
exactly. So I took a little bit of time off and went up to Abu Dhabi. While I was there, I still carried on looking for work. I then started temping, which was absolutely phenomenal. I'd seen
Little
so many...
freelancing, right?
Exactly,
Jumping on boats, jumping
yeah,
off boats.
on and off.
That can be really lucrative, especially in season.
Yeah, and I'd flown to the Maldives, taken a boat from the Maldives to
beautiful.
Dubai.
Sweet, man.
Yeah, 74 meters. She was stunning, plus ultra. Absolutely amazing.
Lovely. And were you a sous chef, head chef on that one?
So I was sole chef because the boat was crossing. They gave,
right.
they gave the head chef time off, so it was just me on board.
Nice, big galley.
Massive.
What's next then? So Dubai, Abu Dhabi.
Dubai, Abu Dhabi, then flew to Italy, temped on a 68 meter over there. From
Sweet.
Italy, I flew back to Palma, ended up back in Palma after all of this. This is in about a space of a year.
Yeah, Palma's like a hub, isn't it? A lot of boats come in and out of Palma and use it as kind of a place to restock, resupply.
And it's also not as expensive as the south of France, especially as
Yes.
a yacht crew member who's hasn't been in the industry for that amount of time. Your pockets are a bit shallow, you know what I mean?
Palma, where's next?
After that, I actually went for a rogue job. I saw a post for a boat in Antarctica looking for a chef.
Wow.
And I saw the opportunity and I had to take it. It's just one of those once in a lifetime experiences. It's not a beautiful white boat. It was a blue working boat. So a lot of BBC, Netflix, and all those other...
Great channels.
Yeah. Thanks, you saved me there.
So tell me about Loon. How did you get onto Loon?
Basically, again, flew back to Dubai and I had, not gonna lie, I had a couple beers. I saw Dean post a post. And
Dean Harris, right?
Dean Harrison,
The yacht
at the
chef.
Yacht Chef, we see you. And he posted the job and I sent him a message and it was quite ballsy, to be honest. And I was just like, I've missed working with you twice. This won't be the third time. I'm your guy. And didn't hear from him for about a month because the boat was going through the sale. So obviously they weren't hiring. And I shot him another message and I was like, hey, what's going on? Is the job still available? Are we going forward? And eventually I got a call from Captain and he said to me, gave me all the details, gave me the rundown. And I was like, well, do I have the job? And he was like, oh, I thought Dean told you. And then that was that. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Loon's a high-profile social media boat. And to be on there really raised your profile, doesn't it?
It definitely gave me heaps of exposure.
So now you're on King Benji. What are your plans for the future?
I am first sole chef job on King Benji of a boat this size. It's absolutely incredible. The opportunity has been amazing. And I think I'm going to stay on King Benji for a while. My captain's super supportive. He wants to see me grow and I'm ready for it. Ready
Fantastic.
to make waves.
Yeah, I'm going to see a lot more of you in the future, I'm pretty sure. This is a unique boat and it was a pleasure to be on it today. So thanks very much, Sean.
Thank
really
you, Dan. It's been
appreciate
a pleasure having you here.
Always, man. To see more videos, go to Behind the Line with Chef Danny Davis or check out me on Instagram at Future Chef Project. If you want to see more from Sean, tell him where to go.
Well, you can find me on my Instagram. So guys, we are cut off with Chef Danny. My Insta is Sean_Connolly02. If you'd like to follow our journey on King Benji, it's at Yacht King Benji. Thanks so much.
Badda done, badda done, badda done.